What's up guys, Dave here from Knives, Gadgets, and More, and today we're going to review a knife. Alright guys, so as you can see here we have the Kizer Mini Sheepdog. And this is a great little knife that I carry around all the time. And so today we're going to talk about the main features that it offers, and then hopefully if this is a knife that you are looking at and considering, that will help you make a decision as to whether or not you want to buy it. So as always, let's start off by talking about the steel. So the steel on this one that I have, I don't know if you can see it there, is 154 cm. And that's a great steel for a knife like this. It's strong, it resists corrosion, takes a fine edge, holds its edge well, has good edge retention. So yeah, 154 cm is a great steel in my opinion, and I definitely think it's an appropriate steel considering the price of this knife. Now I have seen these knives also in VG10, and I honestly think 154 cm and VG10 are pretty on par with each other, so both very good steels, and I'm happy with either one of them. Now in terms of the blade shape, this is a cleaver obviously, and if you keep watching my channel you'll probably find you'll probably notice that I'm a fan of these little cleaver knives. I don't know why, I just like them. I think they're really cool. I love the concept of this big old fat blade on a little folding knife. And this one is a really cool one because it is a very small knife. Well, it's not super small, but it's a pretty small knife. And then you've got this really sturdy blade, which is a little bit dirty right now because I do use this knife. But like I was saying, you got this big sturdy blade. It has kind of some cool, interesting cuts up here. I don't know the technical terms for these cuts or anything like that, but I think they're cool. And I know for a fact that this knife cuts very well because I carry it and I use it all the time. It does have a flat grind, and it was pretty sharp right out of the box, so there's no need to sharpen it before you start carrying it around once you get it. But yeah, I really love that blade shape. I think it looks super cool, super unique, and when people see this knife it totally stands out. It's just awesome. Now the scales, you can see here, are made from VG10, and VG10 is my favorite knife scale material. I think it's super comfortable. It grips your hand really well. It's got some texturing on here and some cuts right here, but it grips your hand really well. It's lightweight and it feels awesome in your hand. The grip is well shaped. It's very ergonomic. You've got kind of a choil or relief cut here, and like I said, it just fits your hand really well. No jimping up here, which is okay. I don't really think you need it. And even though this handle is fairly small, I still feel like I get a really good grip on this knife. And it is comfortable too. There's not really any hot spots as I'm holding it. And in terms of those scales, you can see they are fairly thin. And that thinness is gonna make it sit in your pocket super comfortably when you're carrying this knife around. And it just basically makes it disappear. So yeah, I think the handle's great, it feels great in your hand, and it allows you to get a good grip on the knife, even though it's pretty small. Now the locking mechanism on this knife is a liner lock. So you've got that piece there which is holding open the blade. To close the blade, you just push it to the side and close it. And then to deploy the blade, you've got the flipper right here. And I love knives with flippers, and this one is super smooth and super easy to deploy. If you're fidgety and you like to play with these knives, which is stupid, but that's what I do, this knife deploys really well. It's buttery smooth, snaps right out with just a little flick of your finger. And then in terms of the lockup, yeah, it's secure, no wiggle, no problems at all. When you have the blade closed, looks pretty centered to me. But yeah, deploying it, super easy and super fun. Now, in terms of the clip, you can see it right here. Just a simple standard clip. It's not a deep carry clip, which is kind of a bummer because I prefer deep carry clips when I can get them, but that's okay. It's not a deal breaker. And as you can see, it sets you up for tip up carry only. There's no way to flip the clip to this other side, and it doesn't look like it's easily swappable either. So you're kind of limited when it comes to the clip, but for me as just a right-handed user, I don't have any problems with it at all. Now I do want to show you what it looks like when it's in your pocket, so let me grab that. And there it is. So like I said before, you don't have a deep carry clip, this knife would disappear and be super compact. I mean, it's super small anyway. Very, very easy to carry around. I carry this thing all the time. But it would sit a little bit deeper, it would disappear all the way. But as it is, you've got a little bit sticking out the top, which might make it a little easier to pull out of your pocket. And I really don't think it's a big deal that it sticks out just a little bit. The most important thing though, from my point of view, is that because the scales and the whole knife are fairly thin, this knife disappears in your pocket. You really don't notice that you're carrying it around until you realize, hey, I need to use my knife, and you reach for it and it's right there. So yeah, it carries in your pocket really, really easily, and it's a great knife for everyday carry. Now, as I said before, the size of this knife, it is the mini Sheepdog, so it is a fairly small knife. And to give you an idea of the size, let me take out my quarter. And let me also measure it out for you. So it looks like we got an overall length of about 6 inches. Blade length, maybe 2.5 inches. Handle length, 3.5 maybe. But yeah, it's definitely a miniature knife. And like I said, that makes it very, very easy to carry around as an EDC blade. Alright, so what are my final thoughts on this knife? Well, I like this knife a lot. Like I told you, I carry it all the time. But what are the things that I like about it? I love the blade. I love that the blade steel is 154 cm, which is a great blade steel. I love the shape and look of the blade. It looks cool, it looks awesome, it's got these interesting parts to it. Super unique, super cool. But that doesn't mean much if it doesn't perform. And the good news is that it does perform very well. It's a great cutter, and it looks awesome at the same time. The handle, I love that it's G10. I like the little blue accent right here, and I love that it's also very comfortable when you're holding the knife. The clip I do wish was a deep carry clip, but because this knife is so compact, it's not a big deal at all. Very easy to carry around with this clip, and it just gets the job done. So not a big deal there. And then last, my favorite part of this knife is how smooth and easy it is to deploy. It's super smooth, super easy. That tactile feel is one of the things I'm always looking for in a knife, whether it's affordable, mid-range, high-end, whatever it is, I want a smooth, easy to deploy blade. And this knife definitely has one. I love flicking it open just for the fun of it, as you can see. And yeah, I love this little knife. Like I said, I carry it around all the time and use it all the time. And I think it's awesome. Now, if you do want to pick up one of these knives, I will leave a link in the description below. That link is an affiliate link and it does help out the channel. Other than that, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in the next video. See ya.